The Foreign Office has updated its guidance about travelling to Spain, advising against non-essential travel to all parts of the country, including the Balearic and Canary Islands. Downing Street has responded to criticism of its decision to reimpose a 2-week isolation period on people arriving from Spain. It warned holidaymakers that no travel was risk-free, and its list of countries which might require quarantine measures was under constant review.
In the last video, we were getting ready for lots of friends and family to visit, but as you'll see in this video, travel was not really on the cards this summer.
Tour operators and airlines have cancelled holidays and flights.
You and me, we're family. The bond that we share is as deep as the sea. No matter how rough things may come to be, you and me, we're family. Sing ho, hey, along for the ride. Ho, hey, I'll stay by.
So we're on the move again. We've spent a few days in Formentura, then we came up to Cala Negret or Capa Negret, I can't remember. Now we're moving on again to Cala Compta, and from there we're going to meet up with a few people, and then we're going to San Antonio, and then hopefully take a bus from San Antonio to Ibiza town, because we can't get round the eastern side at the moment because the wind's just in the wrong direction.
So now we have to wear masks everywhere in public in Ibiza.
Okay, so just to keep you updated on travel in Ibiza, they've just opened the bus service now, so you can get around the island, so we're going to try that today. And you have to wear masks in public, and they're not allowing people inside the bus station, but you buy your tickets on the bus, that's okay. But things are starting to open up, so come to Ibiza.
The Foreign Office advises against non-essential travel to all parts of Spain, including the Balearic and Canary Islands. But those who've booked their trip already aren't impressed.
Ultimately, we'll probably have to say we're not going because the government advises not to travel, but at that we'll lose 3,600.
And the Spanish government insists the country's open for business.
Spain is a safe country for tourists and for Spaniards.
So we got the bus from San Antonio this morning, and first time on public transport since the coronavirus really, which is why we got masks and hand gels and stuff, and that was fairly quiet. And we got into Ibiza, Old Town, and we went to a cafe, and that was fairly quiet as well. And now we've come up to the battlements, the old bit, and as you can see there is not another soul here. There's just us, and that's it. There are no tourists here whatsoever. So, seeing as the Balearics rely so much on tourism, it makes you wonder how long the economy is going to last.
So we've been walking up this hill and we're finding lots of tunnels in these big walls. And here it says, Ibiza was founded by the Phoenicians in the 17th century BC and was later a Punic and Roman city. It subsequently became the Islamic city of Medina Ibiza. In the 13th century, it was conquered by Catalans and became part of the Crown of Aragon. During the 16th century, it was heavily fortified with walls and bastions, and in 1999, Doubt's Villa was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO.
So we've had a look around Ibiza Old Town, and it's really beautiful. I mean, we were here about 2 years ago and never saw any of this side of it, but we've barely bumped into another tourist. It's absolutely deserted. You know, the cafe's kind of mostly empty. In fact, we tried to take a picture of one cafe and the guy said it's going to cost you €5 to take a picture. I was hoping it was tongue-in-cheek because I never gave him the €5, but it's just beautiful around here. It's picturesque, and the windy streets, it's beautiful, but hardly anybody here.
Salvo los ciegos que natural y dolor a camino mío, no, a la gente no le gusta que uno no tenga su propia opinión, la gente no le gusta que uno no tenga su propia opinión, todos me mostran con el dedo.
So trips to towns and monuments are usually done in a day, and then we return to our life of social distancing on our boat and enjoy the bays and the local surrounding countryside.
We've paddleboard and snorkeled all the way from our boat over there. We've come across to this island and now we're going to try and get to the top.
Shall we collect them? Okay, let's take one each, a lucky bone each. No, shall we?
What have you found, boys?
Loads and loads of bones. It's not very pleasant.
What are the bones from?
We think a seagull, rat. A rat. So here, the bones collection.
The bone collection, let's have a look.
It's very white. Why are they everywhere? It looks like they're being painted.
What's that a bone from?
Bone
That's the king
Island.
of the bone collection. Look! Yikes. Wow! That's definitely a bone. This rib bone's the size of mine.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
So we're just walking up the hill and we turned round and we saw this, what we think is a pilot whale, just going through the channel.
Here's the tree in summer, here's the tree in winter, here's a bunch of flowers, here's the April showers.
So this is the gap between some of the islands that are just southeast of San Antonio, and it's really shallow down here. It's about 3 meters, so we didn't go through because we're just too nervous because things always go wrong for us. But these boats do go through, and they seem quite confident. But nothing's happened, so that's all good. No dramas.
So we found this kayak floating over there. Well, Dad found it. My dad went to go and get it, and we tied it on the back of the boat, hoping that somebody would come and claim it, but nobody seems to have. So now what we're doing is, we've tied it to the back of the Oppie, and now I'm going to go around to all the boats at Anchorage seeing who it's from, because I don't want it to look like we're just tying on the back of the boat and keeping it. That would just look really bad.
Ah yeah, seems to be them.
So the really exciting thing today is that the family from sailing yacht Siona are out sailing, and they have stopped in our anchorage and come to say hello. So we're going to have them on board, and we're just having a really nice time with them. It's really special.
Running in the sand, living on the land. The salty breeze was in our eyes. We stood beneath the dragonflies and danced all night. We polished all the chrome on a rusty little home. We slept all night in parking lots. We tied our hearts in double knots so tight. So free, so remember when we were just cherubs in our tender so free, blowing in the breeze. The songs we sung so long ago, with whiskey and an afterglow, we shine light.
So everyone comes here for the sunset, which is beautiful, but the most beautiful thing that we found today was an octopus. Are we sad?
Bye. Bye.
And you too! Have a good trip back, good safe trip.
Bye.
You're all looking really cool. We just had a big bang and basically the snubber snapped. It was on its last legs, it was getting a bit threadbare, but now it's completely snapped. So luckily we had a spare one on there, but we're going to sort it out now because it's windy. Yeah, so we've been here quite a few days, so it's been rubbing on the bow roller and it's caused this sort of chafing, and but it was already kind of quite weak. Yeah, it seems okay. So without any visitors, it was even more important to meet up with other sailing families this summer. So we decided to head north to Mallorca to find them. Okay, we're just coming into Portinax. We have Ewan's playing a bit of ukulele. So we're off on a trek around Portinax. We haven't told them it's a 2.5 hour trek. It's just a little walk, but they'll love it when they get going. I'm sure they will.
Who's that?
They didn't even check.
So we've kind of back into civilization now. We've come away from the remote corners of the earth, and now we're back. We've got to put these on. It's so hot. Guardia Civil also went past, so they're checking to see what's going on.
Even in these remote
Yeah, they
areas.
didn't seem too bothered actually, but I know that in public places you're supposed to wear them. But to be quite honest, everyone walks along and then when they see people, they put it on, and if not, they just take it off so you can breathe a bit better. We finished the walk, we did it, and now we're heading back to the boat, and everyone's really happy, aren't they, Rowan?
Are they?
Dad? Are you happy? Ewan, did you like the walk?
Well, it's always jolly.
Darry, did you like the walk?
Yeah.
to switch off the computer games.
But what do we have to do to leave this anchorage?
Yeah, do the anchor. Are they forwarded? Sew on the helm, get the covers off the instruments. Turn on deck gear. Also turn the engine on. Going to Mallorca. So if we get in trouble or we go missing, the Coast Guard or anyone who comes onto a boat can see where we were last. Latin long is numbers from 1557. So latitude is lines going across, like the way the equator goes, and longitude is going down, like the way the meridian line goes. Fun fact about them, the longitude are actually different lengths in every place. Like, it isn't equal, every single one. Because on charts and things, they have to stretch it out. So if you see here, this square is really small and this one's really big. So never measure it from up here, always measure it from down here.
Hello, we're arriving in Santa Ponza and it's about 2 o'clock and Woody said I've got to be positive. Well, actually I'm quite tired now and I want to go to bed. But it's been pretty good. We sailed most of the journey, which was a bonus because we hate using the engine, and then just put the engine on for the last bit. Now we'll soon be there, another half an hour I expect, and then we can put the anchor down, hopefully safely in the night, and go to sleep.
So we had a good sail across from Ibiza, and now we're heading into Santa Ponza in Mallorca. It's about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and the moon's gone down, so it means it's pitch black. So we're anchors up on the bows looking for lobster pots, because there was a lot of lobster pots around the Balearic Islands, and we don't particularly want to get a prop wrap just a mile offshore. So she's up there, and I'm here just keeping an eye on things, and we should be in a couple of hours. So last year we came to the Balearic Islands and it was always packed. I mean, one of the things we did in our blog when we were in Santa Ponza was how noisy it was. I mean, the discos were going on until 7 o'clock in the morning. This year it was like a different place.
So this is Santa Ponza, and yeah, most of the hotels, they look pretty empty, and the beaches look pretty empty as well. A lot of the restaurants are either closed. Yeah, I can see how this is really going to affect the local economy, this whole lockdown, and the fact that they've restricted travel to Spain.
The Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has described the UK's decision to reimpose the quarantine on his country as unfair. Mr Sanchez said Britain had made an error by considering the rate of coronavirus infection in Spain as a whole when most regions had a lower rate than the UK's. He's seeking talks with the government to try to change its mind about the move.
The Balearics rely a lot on German tourists and British tourists, and shortly after Britain announced the 2-week quarantine from visitors returning from the Balearic Islands, Germany did the same thing, and so it's completely devastated the tourism industry here. And you'll probably see that in some of the blogs coming up, some of the footage that we've got of the places that we went to around Ibiza and Mallorca and Menorca. The streets are completely empty. It's eerie. I think everybody's used to kind of just buying the package deal, taking their 2 weeks out from work, buying the package deal and going on a holiday and have it all sorted out for them. That's obviously going to have to change now as travel hubs kind of impose social isolation. Hotels have got to socially distance everyone. So this kind of like family package holiday is going to be a thing of the past, I think. And even if they come up with a cure for this, or there's some sort of international response, I think psychologically people are now going to be averse to this sort of crammed in sort of lifestyle when they go on holiday.
Thanks for watching, and especially thanks to our patrons who make these videos possible. If you would like to contribute towards the creation of these videos, then follow the description in the link below. So we would really love to hear from you. If you want to leave comments, you can go to the Facebook page, Instagram, or even the Patreon page and leave comments there. And don't forget to subscribe.
And if you